Hello. 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 Hello, hello, hello. The bit rate. It's telling me about audio bit rate. The streaming guy. I'm a streaming guy. The streaming guy. I'm a streaming guy. What I'm doing right now. The streaming guy. I'm a streaming guy. What I'm doing right now. The streaming guy. What about now? The connection is pretty good, I guess. So today is 8:11 p.m. May 25th. Let me see. How do I I don't know what else to do here. Let's check Wall Street Journal. I don't have anyone watching. Of course not. Wall Street Journal. Oh, this is kind of messing me up. I'm hearing myself. Okay, so I want to... Wait a minute. Maybe I just do that. I mute the computer. See, I'm very new to this. I don't know how to make changes that are good, technical changes. I run into an issue, and a technical change is kind of out of my depth right now. Now that I don't hear myself every single time I talk, I can do a stream, I guess. And plus that webcam, I have to figure out another way of doing this, I think. I'm just doing this randomly. I'm going to see if I can put it up, warts and all, as a video. But how you guys doing today? Okay. I wonder what it'll be like if someone comes in. I do wonder. I don't know. I went out walking. pretty good walk. It was cold out there. Um, by the time I was done, my ears were hurting a bit just from the cold wind blowing past them and onto them, onto my ears. And before I left, well, I got out of my door, and these birds have been out there. I think they have a nest or something near my door because I don't hear them now. I heard them a little bit, but they were tweeting a whole bunch, and I opened my door, and they're like flying around, going crazy. I don't know if they have a nest over there, it's gonna be like you're a threat at all times, and they're gonna run into a rude awakening if I don't know if there's anybody living near me. Those two places, just because well, maybe they got their mail. There was mail sitting out on the front door, and but maybe they got it. I don't know. Well, I'm using OBS right now. I have dropped frames 0. I have a 2669 kbps. It says it's excellent, the connection. So my computer can handle, as far as this goes, a YouTube studio, a YouTube live stream. It can handle it. So that's interesting. As far as the Wall Street Journal, we have the EU tariffs, the 50% EU tariffs. Trump has pushed back the deadline to July 9th. It was set to go off or into effect June 1st. Luxury goods. The tariffs are challenging the cachet of luxury goods from Europe. Luxury goods. I went to the mall today and saw some of that stuff. Luxury goods. What could we find interesting there? Luxury news. LuxuryDaily.com. What the heck is this? Well, it has a whole bunch of stories. We got LuxuryDaily.com. Let me see if anyone has joined the chat yet. No. I don't know how to put stuff onto the screen. I didn't learn that yet. Plus, I don't know if I would want to. I don't think I'm prepared to make that change. Well, I kind of am. I don't have anything. I used to make videos with my screen available for all to see. And that was interesting times. Remember, I'd have some audiobook going, and I'd try to fixate people's eyes to certain, I'd have some art on the screen, and while the audiobook was going, it was like a audio video. I think you guys would have liked it. It was an audio video sort of thing, and no one watched them. It said 0 views. I don't know if you guys, I'm out in the open, talking to people, showing my face in chat rooms and stuff like that. Are you guys like using freaking going in incognito or something? I don't know what it is. How I could have 0. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It doesn't make sense. 0. Oh. I guess it is what it is. I did word of mouth. But, whatever. It is what it is. It's kind of distracting seeing the video feed because it's off a little bit. So luxury, what was it? I have to find it. Luxury Daily. Have a safe, relaxing Memorial Day weekend. They're not going to publish anything on tomorrow in observance of the holiday. Lexus signs on. I mean, I didn't know this. What is it about this? It doesn't really tell you anything about. They have case studies, but I want to know who's writing this stuff and the people involved in the website. There's nothing there. Nothing. I tell you. Luxury Daily. Like, where is this based? You could have a website and have people based everywhere in the world that contribute, and that there's no need for. I mean, that would be pretty hard to organize, but it's doable. I mean, the internet is pretty easy to. But you wouldn't need a building or anything like that. Any central office. You just have people scattered about that would write articles for your website. Lexus signs on as first official automotive partner of Premier Lacrosse League. I mean, I was into lacrosse for a little while when I was younger. I didn't play the game. I kind of wanted to play it. I think we did. I think we played lacrosse a little bit at school. But I remember being obsessed with watching it. And, by extension, you want to try it out and play it. In order for me to get up here and talk to you guys, I have to come up off the couch. And it's not good for the back. Not good for the back. Okay? But I can talk to you. I can get up and talk to you. I can be, sort of out here in my own world, or I can come up and talk to you. Okay? I think we can do that. I think we're able to do that. And I do have look at this mug here. How much time do I have? 16 minutes. Look at this mug. What's that? The letter J, the letter J right there. From my first name. I don't know. I might get rid of the name, and I might keep it. I don't know how it's gonna go. There's benefits both ways. I've dealt with the nervousness of having your name on there a little bit, but there's certain things. And women, I think, can run into worse things when they have their name on there than guys. I believe that can be the case. There's a lot more dangers out there for an attractive woman to have her name as her that have her screen name as her full name, I believe. But I'll never forget this statistic. It's why I don't pick fights with strangers or anything like that. A man is more likely to be killed by a stranger, and a woman is more likely to be killed by a jilted lover or something like that, like a husband or an ex. So that's wild. So guys, if you feel like you're getting angry or something, just watch yourself. It's not good, not positive. Kind of scary for the young ladies out there. The audio input might not be loud enough. I'm looking at, maybe it is. It's saying, well, it might be 0. I don't know. I'll put it up on YouTube and I'll watch it. I'll go to 25 minutes, a little short stream or video or what have you. It'll turn into a video. I think I can possibly do it. If I stop streaming, I don't know. Maybe it won't save. That's a darn shame. If that's the truth. That's a darn shame. But this is what it feels like, huh? This is what it feels like. What's this? Create highlight video. Webcam. Manage. Edit. I don't know what'll happen when I stop this. But it's excellent connection. That's beautiful. And I have the chat there. I can talk to people either on YouTube or I can't really talk to people on OBS, I guess. I have all this other stuff. Interesting. Louis Vuitton closes out crossover with artist Takashi Murakami. That one is not free. Lexus. I think I saw a Lexus today. I was behind a Lexus. So, I'd have to subscribe to read that one. The ones that have the key, they aren't free. What about Off the Cuff? A Q&A with Charles and Company's Vicky Charles. You guys want to hear from a woman talking about Off the Cuff? It's a series from Luxury Daily exploring the career paths, current projects, and next steps of those shaping the world's best luxury brands. The interviews feature a Proust-style twist, allowing readers to get to know industry leaders on a personal level. This edition features Vicky Charles, co-founder of interior design firm Charles and Company. In this Q&A, Ms. Charles discusses staying open to creativity at all times, shutting out the noise, and the luxury of choosing to spend time with the things and people you love. Here is the dialogue. What was your first job ever? What did it teach you? My first job was waiting tables, and the skills you learn in the catering industry are invaluable for any career, including how to read a room, develop listening skills that help in sales, and best of all, knowing that each night is a do-over if it doesn't go well. If it doesn't go well, it's a do-over. If it doesn't go well, it's a do-over. I look like... I don't look very good with the... I don't know. with that. Let me see if I can make this half. Which skills have been critical to your success? Did you gain these skills within or outside of the workplace? Listening, trusting your gut, and perfecting the ability to shut out noise when you need to focus and be creative. Both, because you can't separate the workplace from creative inspiration. It's constant and not something you can just turn off. You've got to stay open. We all need to practice listening all the time. Listening, not always talking. Listening, watching, and listening. That's what it is. That's what it is. My God, this woman is a genius. That's what it is. Listening and watching your counterpart. Watching for any mistakes that you can grab on to. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received? Always try to work with people who are better than you so you can learn. How has your field changed since you started out in luxury, and what do you think your industry will look like in a decade? Access to social media has opened up the field, allowing anyone to become an expert on interiors. Collecting images for concept boards through Pinterest, Instagram, and other platforms has become much easier. But it's also become harder to focus on your own creative voice and shut out the noise. I think honing that skill amid so much distraction is one of the industry's biggest challenges. Focus on making work, not on social media. Making work. Working, don't focus on social media stuff. That's making comparison. But you can also work on social media, just that's not, that's socializing. Or, you can learn from social media. Okay. I think we're having a lot. What recent projects have ignited your passion for working in luxury? Well, we are about to finish the Hotel Ancora in Cortina, which is a luxury experience for guests, opening in June this year. That's not too far away. So much care went into the color palette choice, so everything is in harmony, and into choosing color palette. So much care went into the color palette choice, so everything is in harmony, and into choosing textures so they age well. Taking the time with the invisible part of design is also so important. The things a guest won't notice unless they are designed incorrectly, such as lighting, so everything works well and is functional. Bad design is when none of the above works and is the opposite of luxury. I tell you, if it works, it's luxury, and if it's beautiful, but if it goes against and it doesn't work, it's not luxury. It's just some sort of malign technical thing you have to fix. That's all it is. I mean, we are learning so much. We're becoming luxury giants. Who in any industry or sphere would you most like to share a long lunch with? Georgia O'Keeffe, a trailblazer. I would love to talk about her color. I don't know I've heard the name Georgia O'Keeffe, but I'm not acquainted. You get into the right mindset before a big meeting or presentation. Well, I remind myself that I'm really lucky to work in this industry and to enjoy every minute of the creative process. If I believe the work is good, and this is the only time I have a meeting, then it's fun. Having fun. Having fun. On your days off, what can you be found doing to relax or have some fun? Long walks outside with my dogs. I was outside walking, but I wasn't with any dogs. I'll tell you one story where I was walking, and it was kind of nerve-wracking. There were a bunch of geese and their babies and stuff, and I just went right through there, and there was a little bit of rustle from one of the geese, but overall it was okay. But I did walk quickly, and I was ready to fight at a drop of a hat if I had to. And, fight some geese. Okay. Long walks outside with my dogs, my family, and my friends. I live in a really beautiful part of the world, so the more time I could spend off a screen, outside, walking, talking, the more I feel like I'm winning at life. So that was a dig at all the people who, no offense, but it was kind of a dig. What does luxury mean to you? Being able, now here's the thing, she's very into time. Time is very important to her. A name I was maybe going to use for my internet life was my time. My time. My time. My time to do what I can and what I know I'm able to do. My time to bring you into my time. You understand? You want to hang out in my time? Oh gosh. My time. And I want you guys to have your own time too. You understand? I don't know if this is going to work. What about the eyes? I can barely see. Now I'm sitting here trying to read and I take off my glasses. But this is what I look like without my glasses. And if one eye is off, I'm sorry, I can't see anything. The weirdest thing, I was out there walking, like I told you so many times, and cars are on the road, and I'm near the road, and I'm walking, and I'm looking at these cars, and they become translucent when they go further away. Translucent. It's like they evaporate into thin air because I can barely see them at all. And sometimes if they're coming at me, it's just a light. It's just a light. And then that light gives way to a car. If it's sufficiently near me, I can see it. But as it drives down the road away from me, it just turns into a translucent nothingness, and it's like all these ghosts coming and going. But let's see here if we can finish this article. Being able to choose how you spend your time. What does luxury mean to you? Being able to choose how to spend your time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so choosing how to spend it, ideally doing something you love with people whose company you enjoy, is true luxury. Isn't that good? I'm already liking this woman. Whether a product or service experience, what is your favorite luxury indulgence? Because that's what I meant with the first question. Or what I meant with the last question. A drawn bath. If I'm lucky enough to have time in the morning to do this before my day starts and see the sunrise while the world is still sleeping. So that was the end of it. How wonderful. I do agree with I do like showers. I used to do baths all the time, just all the time. I like being in water, I guess. I don't know what it is. I like being in water. I used to have little floaties and little floaty. I was the only one with floaties on my. All the kids were like, I mean, I was not having a fun time, but I felt it was the best because you put it on your arms. How can you swim? How can you move your arms and swim? You can't. You had to put it on your neck, and it's a tough thing, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Okay, we'll see if this. I don't think it recorded. Maybe I should have recorded at the same time. Damn, I had some decent